So a quick disclaimer before this video starts. This may come as a shock to you, but I am white. The manga I'm about to talk about today has two different titles, and I'm not going to be able to say one of them. If you don't get what I'm talking about, you'll understand in a second. What if I told you there was an anime character who once soloed the Straw Hat Pirates, stole Kurama from Naruto, and threw hands with the author of Jujutsu Kaisen? What if I told you he also fought Frieza on Namek, tanked a Spirit Bomb, and one-punched One Punch Man? What if I told you this series was made by a creator right here on YouTube and has over 60 chapters, and that it's genuinely become one of the best battle manga series you can read today? What started as an edgy and downright offensive manga about a half-man, half-dog looking to take revenge on his father has become a dynamic battle series with a sprawling world of assassins, animal hybrids, and a story about the freedom to become one's true best self. At the center of it is its main character, Rex. How did he become powerful enough to take on some of the strongest characters in all of anime? Today, we're gonna find out. So let's jump right into the world of Dog Ningen. If you like this kind of stuff, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's jump right in. Now, every time I feature the work of another YouTube creator on this channel, I always ask you to check out their stuff first, and this time is no different. The author DH Animations can be found right here on YouTube, and the manga can be found uploaded to Manga Dex completely for free, uploaded by the artist Serbian Hero. But I will say the manga is incredibly crude with its humor and is intended for mature audiences, so only check it out if you're okay with both of those things. With that being said, let's finally jump into the story and, more importantly, the power scaling of Dog Ningen. The manga starts with a bang, as Rex immediately gets jumped by an assassin named Neo. Their level of power is immediately made clear. In a single exchange, the two of them are cracking apart the asphalt and concrete beneath them and causing buildings to collapse. As the fight picks up between them, Neo and Rex completely tear through what seems like dozens of tall buildings, with the two of them being barely harmed. The fight reaches a pinnacle when Neo is forced to use his kinda time stop power that makes everything but people's thoughts freeze. Despite getting point blank nuked by Neo, Rex is able to survive the attack, activating his ability Dark Fang and taking out Neo by biting his well, he bites something off. So right off the bat, in the very first fight of the series, Rex is already easily at worst city block level, being even stronger and more durable than Neo, who could casually destroy entire city blocks. However, this is just the beginning. Moving on from here, Rex shows off more casual feats to show he's built different, as well as revealing his major ability that he himself isn't even directly aware of. Rex accidentally runs into a guy with a gun and gets shot directly in the eye, with the bullet literally not hurting him at all, making his bare minimum building level of power and durability much more consistent. It's here where Rex reveals he can actually give portions of his power to other animals, making them just as superhuman as he is. In this fight, random dogs are able to catch bullets in their teeth and tank sticks of dynamite blowing up directly in their mouth. This pretty clearly establishes that Rex is easily supersonic in speeds, if random dogs with a fraction of his power can catch 3 separate bullets that were all fired in a spray. However, before this fight can finish, Rex gets interrupted by a far more powerful opponent, Trish. Trish is the next assassin sent after Rex, being a human-cat hybrid in a similar fashion to Rex. Initially, she kinda slams Rex and his dogs to the point he runs away and needs to lock in. Coming back to avenge his dogs who are guarding him, Rex immediately displays immense physical power, with his normal running destroying a massive chunk of a forest, only for Trish to outdo him and rip an even larger piece of the earth itself out of the ground to crush Rex with it, only for Rex to annihilate it with a single punch that admittedly leaves him very fatigued and drained afterwards. Now, it is important to bring up what Trish's power actually is. Her unique ability is that she has a black hole that she can manipulate and seemingly open up at any time. She uses this to completely absorb opponents, sometimes creating massive craters with nothing left afterwards. Or, as we saw, using the force of gravity along with strings to rip the very earth out of the ground. This is important because Rex accidentally gets his face put point blank in front of this mini black hole and is able to temporarily resist it, though so he needs to get saved by none other than Neo and his time stop. After this, the duo unfortunately does get defeated, but they manage to survive against Trish. So what can we take from this conclusion of the first major arc? Well, Rex is now easily multi-city block level, as his punch annihilating that chunk of rock gets him that high. Beyond this, we need to talk about Trish's black hole. Before she fought Rex, there is a scene of her using her black hole to take on a real T-Rex, leaving a massive crater afterwards. Calculations based on how black holes literally annihilate matter bring this feat from anywhere from large town level to large country level in power. But there is a major issue with this. Most importantly, Rex at this point doesn't scale directly to the power of Trish's black hole, as while he may be physically superior to her, she doesn't scale to the black hole's power really either, unless you think she's literally tanking it every time it opens up, which I don't think is true. Moving on from the conclusion of this arc, we reach what I think is the funniest part of the manga, at least in the context of this video, because Rex has a fight with, and I shit you not, a power scaling assassin. And funnily enough, this guy kind of just confirms everything we've been talking about. While Rex absolutely slams this guy, both physically and verbally, the power scaler named Sesu is funnily enough affirming all of Rex's previous feats. He catches a bullet at supposedly hypersonic speeds, and has multiple building levels of durability easily, and the craziness to surpass a crackhead even if he were to lowball him. Now, it's here where Rex does take a back seat as he goes to investigate a tournament of assassins in Baltimore. It's quickly established that everyone participating sucks compared to Rex and Neo, but what this arc does reveal is that in the world of assassins, Rex still has a long way to go. We first meet Yarzan, one of the most powerful assassins in the world, as he effortlessly chops through multiple helicopters before drinking gasoline and spitting it out to create a gigantic fireball. However, before we can find out much else about this guy, he gets one shot by an even more powerful assassin, and probably the strongest character we've seen so far, Velgras. This dude is just pure aura. In literally every scene he's in, quite literally killing entire rooms of people with a glance, having killed Yarzan with a single point of his finger, instantaneously killing the assassin's cells. We get a stat chart for this guy, and it literally breaks out of the bounds of the stat chain. Now, unfortunately, Rex attempts to fight Velgras, and it doesn't go well at all, literally unable to land a hit on him, seeing his own death and having his inner demon literally tell him not to attack, with Velgras just letting him go. I could go on with how cool Velgras is, but this video isn't about him, so let's just get back to Rex. For once, we see a clear absolute limit to Rex's power, and so Rex begins his first real training arc, attempting to figure out his unique power, as he only relies on his physical strength, or so he thinks. He begins by image training against Yarzan, repeatedly getting killed by the assassin in his mind despite his best efforts, not even able to beat the guy who was one shot by Velgras. In a moment of frustration, he falls into a lake and gets jumped by wild animals, barely surviving, and it's here he realizes his true ability that he's had the whole time. Essentially, Rex can give his strength to animals and again make them superhumanly powerful. Also begins to learn how to read and meditate with the one guy who was not afraid of him, Ron, furthering his development and abilities. Unfortunately, that's where Rex's scaling ends for now. As the most recent chapter, Rex's training is coming to an end and he's even more powerful and developed than ever. So in a final summary, it's safe to say that right now, Rex is easily at least town level in power, and likely in the high hypersonic or massively hypersonic tier, given that there are other lightning timers portrayed on a similar novice level to him, and given how much stronger Rex has gotten, especially that he's seemingly no longer stressed about fighting Yarzan level opponents. However, we know they can't be faster than light, as in the recent chapter, Neo is unable to dodge an explicitly light speed gun, so maybe that's going to be a cap to the verse, or something that Rex might surpass in the future. Regardless though, this already puts him on the level of the strongest Jujutsu Kaisen characters, which makes sense because, according to the author, Rex can beat Gojo. Like I alluded to at the beginning, DH Animations has been pretty consistent with making mini comics of Rex taking on characters from different anime series. In one comic, he one-shots Gear 5 Luffy along with the rest of the Straw Hats. In another, he helped stall Frieza so Goku could hit him with the Spirit Bomb and managed to survive it. And of course, in a fight with Saitama, he beat the Baldy in a single punch. So, like I mentioned in the title of the video, using Composite Rex, He is unironically a starbuster or maybe even a galaxy buster if we're taking current Saitama. Not bad for a dog fella. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Again, shout out to DH Animations and Serbian Hero for creating this weird, wild, offensive, and weirdly deep manga. There was so much else I wanted to say, but it doesn't really fall into the context of this video. If you guys like this video, I would love to do more videos about the other characters in the series, actually analyzing who they are as people and characters, but that's for another time. But that's going to be all from me. See ya.